Imagine this. You're at a car dealership, and the first car you see costs $40,000. Suddenly, a $30,000 car feels like a bargain. Or you're shopping online and a 50% off label catches your eye. What's going on here? That's the anchoring effect, a mental bias that makes your decisions far less rational than you think. Stay tuned as we uncover how this works and how you can outsmart it. What is the anchoring effect? The anchoring effect is a psychological bias where the first piece of information or anchor you're exposed to influences your decisions. No matter how random or unrelated the anchor is, it pulls your judgments closer to it. If you're asked whether the Eiffel Tower is taller or shorter than 1,000 feet, your guess will likely be closer to 1,000 feet, even if you know nothing about its height. Let's see how the anchoring effect plays out in everyday life. Shopping. Retailers list an original price to make discounts seem larger. Even if the original price was never realistic, the discount feels like a great deal. Salary negotiations. The first salary figure mentioned in negotiations sets the stage. Whether it's high or low, the final offer will likely hover near that number. Restaurants and menus. High-priced items at the top of the menu make everything else seem reasonable, even if it's still overpriced. Why the anchoring effect happens. Our brains are wired to use anchors as shortcuts to avoid overthinking. But why do anchors have so much power? Cognitive ease. Evaluating every option is exhausting. Anchors give your brain a starting point, even if it's arbitrary. Emotional influence. A big discount or a flashy deal triggers emotional excitement, clouding your judgment. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Anchors create a sense of urgency. If I don't grab this deal now, I might lose out. The impact of anchoring. The anchoring effect might seem harmless, but it can lead to serious consequences. Financial mistakes. Overspending on things that only seem like a deal. Unfair negotiations. Accepting lower salaries or making uneven compromises because of anchored expectations. Distorted perspectives. Missing out on better options because you can't see beyond the anchor. Here's a simple exercise to recognize and overcome the anchoring effect in your own life. Step 1. Identify a recent decision where an anchor might have influenced you. Think about a recent purchase, negotiation, or decision. Write it down. Step 2. Pinpoint the anchor. Was there a price tag, a first offer, or a comparison that set the tone? Step 3. Reevaluate without the anchor. What would your decision have been if the anchor didn't exist? Would you have acted differently? Step 4. Practice for the future. Next time, pause and ask yourself, am I being influenced by this number or idea, or is it truly the best choice? How to overcome the anchoring effect. Now that you can spot the anchoring effect, here are strategies to avoid falling for it. 1. Pause and reflect. Take a moment to evaluate all options without rushing to a decision. 2. Do your research. Look for multiple sources to form a balanced view. Avoid letting one piece of information dominate. 3. Set your own anchor. Before entering negotiations or making a purchase, establish your own expectations. 4. Challenge emotional responses. Ask yourself, am I making this choice because it feels good or because it's the best option? The anchoring effect is a sneaky bias that can shape your choices in ways you don't even notice. By understanding it, practicing awareness, and following these strategies, you can regain control of your decisions and avoid common pitfalls. Have you ever fallen for the anchoring effect? Share your story in the comments below, and let's learn from each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to discover more ways to outsmart your brain's hidden tricks.